is not the incarceration in prison, is not the drug addiction. The greatest crime ever done to black people in modern day history was the adaptation of integration. Integration, while praised today as the greatest thing that happened to us, actually became the greatest nightmare for us.
I must confess that that dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare.
And we got wiped out.
Hear the hunger in my voice. They used to tell me to speak up. The problem was what I was saying, they couldn't keep up. Instead of moving around with some patience, they tried to speed up. It got colder than a bitter bitch found me a way to heat up. What's a favor for a favor if we all didn't make it? Kept it 100 with everybody, but they just gon' change. I ain't get caught up in the hype, cause I ain't feel like I made it. Couldn't picture me here now, but here's your moment to frame it. And I ain't never understand that self-entitlement spirit. I felt your vibe, I don't wanna get near it. Before I made the appearance, I took a second, took a look in the mirror. This God, Lord, the only thing that I fear. Y'all got me fucked up. It's all passion, it's tradition, it ain't fashion. It's no action. They make threats and it's still passing. I think massive, no response, that's still tact. Y'all should quit rapping. Cheap shots, I'm cinematic. I ain't average, I'm an overthrow fanatic. How I go, you lose and win like asthmatics. I got first, that's automatic. I'm the best in my division. In the ghetto like the pigeons, in the hood like the engine. You a bird for that chicken. I don't fake split decisions cause my mind made up, nigga. We in the end of time, but my time ain't up. Now when I was young and running wild and wide-eyed like a cabbage patch, I had to get it as vivid, adapted to my habitat. It's certain shit I won't do, certain shit you can't prove. My shit sound like a payday, yours like more when the rent. If I had $1 for every dime you counted, I would be broke. Watch it be close, got a better chance, boxing the goal. And they know I'm raw, and they know the spot, and I'm feeling large, still in charge. I don't make them follow, I follow the law. Standing tall like they here on Mars. I just got a call from my bro, he behind the wall, he told me let it off. Niggas lying for some cat, I got a different line in me. Everybody intimidated, I got that God in me. You get focused on them dimes, I'd rather keep my nine with me. Help me get this off the ground, just know you won't fly with me.
I try to make the news. I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gonna be the dozen. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home for the truth. I ain't never had to choose.
I'm trying to get beamed up, man. Y'all trying to make the news. I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gonna pay the bill. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home of the truth. Y'all ain't never had to choose. I'm trying to get beamed up, man. Y'all trying to make the news. I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gonna pay the bill. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home of the truth. Y'all ain't never had to choose. Trying to get beamed up.
Shalom Israel, this is Priest Officer 50 Naquab ISUPK Under Commander Jeremy Honor. Man, tonight I'm about to be breaking down the laws, man. Break down the laws and give better understanding to our brothers and sisters who lost in the world, man. So they can learn how to keep these laws and come back into this truth and knowledge. You know, knowledge, the law, statute, and commandments that Yahweh gave to Israel, man, to the black and Hispanic and Native American. We are the Israelites. We are Israel, man. We the Israelite according to the Bible, the 12 tribe, man. So I hope you have your pen and your pad so you can take down notes. And we about to be in the book of Exodus. Exodus chapter 24, verse 12. And the Lord said unto Moses, come up to me into the mount. He said, and be there, and I will give thee tables of stone, and a law, and commandments, which I have written, that thou may teach them. So the Most High was talking to Moses, telling Moses, come up here. I'm going to give you the law, statute, and commandments. So you could give it to who? Israel, the black, Hispanic, and Native American, according to the Bible. We are Israel. The Most High was telling Moses, I'm going to give thee the laws. You teach thy people to keep the law, statute, commandment, and teach them not to break them. And we're going to get deep into that. So we're going to move on to Leviticus. We're going to go into the book of Leviticus. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 18. It say, thou shalt love, Shalakia, thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudges against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. This is Yahweh speaking to Israel. You know, he using Moses and speaking through Moses, and Moses telling the Israelites, right? He said, thou shalt not avenge, you should not seek revenge towards your brother. He's breaking this down. He said, nor bear any grudge, not hold any grudges towards your brother. Once you forgive, you forget and move on. He said, against thy children of thy people, talking to Israel. He said, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. You're supposed to forgive and forget and move on and have compassion towards your brother, man. Not seek revenge. You got to let things go and keep on pushing, man. Because if you hold that grudge, the Most High will hold that grudge towards you. How you want the Most High to forgive you if you can't forgive your brother that you could see? You never seen the Most High, but you could see your brother, but you could say that you love God, you never seen, but then hate your brother that you do see. Come on, man. It just don't make no sense. That's what he said. Do not hold grudges. People be holding these type of grudges and this hatred in them towards thy brother, man. Rather forgiving that brother, man, and moving forward, man. Because at the same time, your blessing would come to you. You know, that's a blessing when you forgive a brother, because you want the Most High to forgive you. But remember that if you can't let go and move forward and to forgive your brother, and you holding grudges and seeking revenge, man, you will get punished by the Most High. You will get punished by the Most High. He said, shall love thy neighbor, love your brother, love your sister. Learn how to forgive, man. Like I said, once again, you got to learn how to love, man, by keeping the law, statutes, and commandment. By keeping the law, statutes, and commandment, teach you how to forgive that brother, how to be strong, how to have patience, how to learn how to humble yourself, man. Learn how to be slow to speak and be quick to hear. Learn how to communicate. Communication is the key, man. And learn how to build one another, elevate or motivate each other, man. You know, not to put a brother down, not to be a backstabber, man. You know, you smile in your brother's face, but turn around and you backstab him. You know, smiling in his face, acting like everything cool, but really you holding this grudge towards your brother. And that's a sin. And then we're going to get deep in that. Like I said, we're going to get to that. And that's a sin. So like he said right here, he said, shall love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. This is the Most High, man. You know, this is Moses, you know, speaking to the Israelites, man, speaking to Israel, man. So you got to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. You can't hold up, you cannot seek revenge. You cannot bear any grudges. You can't bear any grudges towards one another, man. That hatred got to stop, because that's breaking the law, statute, and commandment. And the law, statute, and commandment build us. And build us is teach us how to love one another and to forgive one another, and how to stick with our people. You know what I mean? Our generation now, this generation is abomination. They rather envy thy oppressor and choose his ways. And according to the Bible, in the book of Proverbs, it tell you not to envy thy oppressor and choose none of his ways. But our people is so caught up and they love the things in the world that way they have this hatred and this evil eye towards one another, man. So we're going to move on into the book of Mark. We go to the book of Mark. The book of Mark, chapter 12. Yeah, the book of Mark, chapter 12, verse 29. He said, and Jesus, answered him. He said, the first of all the commandments is here, O Israel. This in the New Testament. So the law, statute, commandment were given to who? Israel, not to the other nation, not to the so-called white man, so-called Japanese, East Indian, Chinese, African, and Arab. It's not for the other nation, for the black, Hispanic, Native American. We are Israel. We are the Israelite according to the Bible, the 12 tribes. Let me read that again. It said, in Jesus, Yahushua answered him, the first of all the commandments, he said, is here, O Israel. The Lord, our God, is one Lord. This is Jesus. For y'all don't understand if I say Yahushua. Oh, what's Yahushua? That's Hebrew. That's his name in Hebrew. You know, I'm going to say Jesus. You know, this is Jesus speaking to the Israelites. He's not speaking to no one else. This is the New Testament. This is Mark chapter 12, verse 29. He said, Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. He didn't say everyone the whole world, because you know in the Christian church and Christianity, they love to deceive you. They love to lie to you. Because like I said, once again, you got a house nigga. You know, he's a house nigga. He's a coon, your pastor. You know, your pastor, he's a puppet. You know what I mean? His job is to deceive his own. He don't care about himself. He hate his own self. So if a man hate himself and envy the world, he don't have the love of the Father. So of course he ain't gonna have the love of his brother. He's not gonna teach the truth, man. So there's no truth in that brother. It's lies he be teaching you. You know, in the Christian church, though, it's abomination, man. They go against the law, statutes, and commandments. So according to the Bible, Jesus is saying Jesus is saying he's speaking to who? Israel. He said the commandments. He said commandment. He said commandments. He said is here, O Israel. The Lord our God is one Lord. He said, in thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart. He said, in with all thy soul. In with all thy mind, in with all thy strength. This is the first commandment. The first commandment. The second, he said, in the second is like namely this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none other commandments greater than these. Jesus was just breaking down, speaking to Israel, telling that all of the 613 commandments, he was saying, and these two is the greatest. He said the first is love God with all that heart and all that soul and all that strength. The second, love that neighbor as you love yourself. That's all he was saying. See, in the Christian church, y'all, they cut 29 off and they just skip down to 30, and they be like, well, you know, Jesus was saying that the only two commandments you keep is love that God with all that heart and soul, and the second is love that neighbor as you love yourself. That's the only two commandments Jesus gave. Lies. Like I just read, I tell our people, man, leave from this worldly, man. Leave from this world, man. This world is abomination. It's against you. It hates you. All this, the things in the world, that's what the Bible tell you, not to love the things in the world, because the things in the world is to distract you, to blind. Because according to the Bible, he said, the God of this world blind the mind of who? Israel, us. Our people is a lack of knowledge. Don't know their identity, don't know who they are, man. They lost. That's what he said, the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Our people out here, the black, Hispanic, Native Americans, they the lost sheep. The lost sheep, man. Don't know who they are, man. They run to anything. Like a chicken with no head, they go run to anything, man. Call themselves a Muslim, Christian, Buddha, Kemet, all of these abominable things, man. All of the abominable things and stuff. Like he said, like I'm going to read 29 once again, man. I'm going to read it again. It said, in Jesus answered him, the first of all the commandments. That's what he said. He didn't say, oh, the 2 commandments I give you, then you only got to keep these 2. Skip the rest of the 611. So I'm gonna just take out 613. I'm gonna just take 2. And just give it to you. Skip the rest. And in the Christian church house, man, they make it seem like he talking to the whole world, talking to all the nations. But right here, I'm gonna read the rest. He said, hear, O Israel. Oh my gosh. He just talking to us. Because this Holy Bible right here is for the Israelites, man. It's for Israel, for the Black, Hispanic, Native American. It's not for no one else, Israel. Come back and learn your identity. Learn how to keep the law, statutes, and commandments and come back into this truth, man. Come on, man. I hope you have your pen and pad so you can take down the notes. So we're going to move on. We're going to go to the 1 John. Move with me to 1 John. Go to 1 John chapter 3, verse 4. 1 John chapter 3, verse 4. He said, whosoever committing sin transgress also the law. He said, for sin is the transgression of the law. What is he's talking about right here, man? What is talking about right here? Talking about when you go against the law, when you don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Like, let me break some down. Being a homosexual, man and man, woman and woman, selling drugs to your people, polluting your community with drugs and poisoning your people, or what is it? Murder, committing murder one another, committing fornication. Committing fornication, committing adultery. What is it? Being effeminate. All of that is going against the law, man. And envy thy oppressor, and choosing his ways by keeping all of these abominable pagan holidays, man. Like birthday, Thanksgiving, for the July, Valentine's Day, what else? Shalakia. What else? What else? Pagan holiday. I can't really. All of that is going against the law. Like he said, whosoever committed sin transgress also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law. All of that going against the law, statute, and commandments, man. You can't do none of that. That's what the Bible said. Love not the things in the world, man. You got to come back and learn your identity. Learn how to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. Very, very Israel, very important to come back to learn this. Because this Bible is not for everybody. I'm proving to you. It's not for everybody. It's just for us. This is our history book. Come on, man. So we're about to move on. Oh, Chalaki, I want to go back to this. Right here. When you break this law, all of these things going to happen to you. You will get hunted down like an animal, man. You can't go nowhere in peace. Everywhere you go, you try to have a cookout, or have fun, have a good time. If you're not keeping the law, statute, commandment, you will get hunted down by the oppressor. He be right there. Oh, the police right there. When I say the oppressor, I'm talking about the so-called white man that got them devil according to the Bible, man. I'm talking about the Edomites. I'm talking about them, man. Everywhere you try to do, you got police at your door. You got, you get harassed when you go to the grocery store, the mall, or anywhere, man. So we're going to get deep into that. We're going to go into the book, Levitation. I'm going to go into the book of Levitation. Let me get to that, man, so I can prove that. Levitation, chapter 4, verse 18. He said, they hunt our step, like I was saying. He said that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled. He said, for our end is come. When you don't keep the law, statute, command, all of this, you getting judged. Underneath what? Underneath the sun. This is judgment here, right here on earth. This is hell. This is bondage. But when you learn these laws, statutes, commandments, the Most High will give you this peace, man. He will give you this peace when you come into the truth. But when you reject the prophets, man, when you reject the Most High messengers, when the Most High sent the prophet out there, man, to teach the law, statute, commandment to you, and you reject them, oh, you will be rejected by the Most High, man. So you got to come back so you can learn these things right here, man. So if you reject the truth, oh my good, all of the things going to happen to you. Like I said, you're gonna choose life. Life is keeping the law, statute, commandment. Death is rejecting the truth, man. By envying the things in the world and choosing his ways, choosing his ways and stuff. By envying the things and loving the things in the world, man. That's death. Come on, Israel, time to wake up, man. Stop being fools, man. Like I said, in the Christian church, y'all, like I said, I grew up in there, man. I was coming up to be this pastor, and when I started acknowledge the things they were doing and start seeing that they were cherry picking in the Bible. And it opened up my mind, like my spiritual eye opened, and my spiritual ears, so everything started revealing to me it was a lie. And I'm like, what the mess? They just pick and choose what sound good. It was all about the fame. That's all. Because they envy the things in the world. They love it. So I'm telling y'all, Israel, to the Black, Hispanic, Native Americans, man, who are Israel, the Israelite, according to the Bible, the 12 tribe, man, come back, man, to this boast will be one so we can stand strong on this truth, man. This is our foundation, man. We got to learn these laws, statutes, commandments. Very important, man, to learn these things, man. So we're going to move on to the book of Proverbs. Let's get into the book of Proverbs, man. Like I said, once again, I hope you have your pen and your pen. You can take down these notes. I'm proving all to you, man, tonight. Letting you know, man, you got to come back. You got to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, man. It's very important. You can't, all of this, like you got to understand, the world, when you loving the things in the world, is to distract you and to blind you. Like I said, the God of this world, they blind our brothers and our sisters who lost. That's why Jesus, he said that he was sent for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Shall lock you up on that? He was sent for the house of Israel. You get what I mean? The lost sheep, man, to bring them back into this fold, man. So that's our job at ISUBK, under Commander General Honda, to bring y'all back into this truth so you can acknowledge your identity, man. Knowledge how to keep the law, statute, and commandments. Knowledge how to love your brother, man. Stop having this hatred toward one another. So, okay, we're going to be in the book of Proverbs, chapter 10, verse 12. Proverbs, chapter 10, verse 12. He said, hatred, stir up. He said, strive, but love cover all sin. Love is what? Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. That's love. Because Jesus said, if you love me, you keep what? My commandments. That's love. All that hatred is stir up, strive. That's hatred. That's breaking the law, man. That's going against, because when you envy that person, you envy his ways, and you do choose the way, keep the pagan holidays, or you choose to follow this world right here, you going against the law, man. You transgress the law, man. You breaking the law. So he said, but love, cover all sin. Love is seeking Yahweh, man. Rebuking yourself, rebuking this world, and coming in to learn your identity, learn who you are, man, and coming back to this truth, man. Coming back to the home of the truth, man. This is the truth right here. ISUBK, under Commander General Yohana, man. Like, share, and subscribe, Israel. But we have in the 54, man, Passover, Raleigh, North Carolina, man. Shalom, Israel.
talking about the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. The Lord's 54th annual Passover is going down again this year, sundown, April 1st at 500 South Salisbury Street in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Downtown Conventional Center. It's got enough room for all of us. The Lord's 54th annual Passover. Last year, brothers and sisters showed up from all over the world, rocking ancient garments and glorious apparel in order to serve the Most High in Christ. Now, it's that time again. Commander General Yohana's putting out the decree for all brothers and sisters to show up sundown, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us at the Sheridan in Raleigh, the hotel right downtown. It's at 421 South Salisbury. The Passover is right up the block at the convention center, literally within walking distance. Make sure you pull up. Make sure that you do your due diligence because rooms are going fast and they are limited this weekend. You understand? We have months in advance of preparation. Do not wait till the last minute to get your room. The Lord's 54th annual Passover, Saturday, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina.